Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 9. So Module 9 is the next module for the process essay. The main thing that you're doing in this module is writing a rough draft. So unlike the paragraphs where you just had one copy of the paragraph that you completed and submitted for a grade, the essays will actually do more than one version of that essay. So a rough draft is where you just go through and you just try to write all the information out and get all the content in there. In this case, you're going to submit it to me and I'll give you some feedback. And then in the next module, you'll be able to use that feedback to improve your draft, improve your writing, and then submit the newest copy of it as a final draft for that assignment. So we'll be doing that with this essay and as well as the next essay assignment. So you can see that our resources in here, we've got another grammar review as well as a quiz. So we're looking at verb agreement. There are actually, I think, 3 chapters on verbs in our textbook, but the one that I want you to focus on are the present tense ones because that has to do more with agreement, like subject-verb agreement, making sure that the verb matches the subject in the sentence, which is typically what students have the most issues with. So, but you're welcome to look at the other verb chapters. So you'll take that. And then the other quiz that you're going to take is over second person. Now, second person pronouns are pronouns just in general are covered in chapter 33, so you're welcome to look over that if you want to. But this quiz is actually a video quiz, and this is something relatively new within Canvas, and so hopefully it looks like it's loading for my student self here. So if you have any issues with it, you may have to contact tech support, but it should work for you. And basically what you'll do is you'll click on Get Started and you'll go through and it will play the video for you. And throughout the video, you'll see little marks where the questions will be. So the video is not terribly long, but it is like a podcast type video with a PowerPoint slides over it. So you're mostly kind of listening to the lady explain what's going on with second person. And then as you go through, once you get to a question, you'll answer the question. And then when you get to the end, it will give you the option to submit. So make sure that you let it play out through the whole video so that you can submit at the end and then it will give you your quiz results. So a little bit different way to take a quiz for this class. Very important that you watch this video though, because second person pronouns are not supposed to be used in your process essay, and that is probably the biggest mistake that students make. When you use second person pronouns, you're creating what's called a set of instructions rather than a process explanation, and the assignment is a process explanation. So it's not like telling someone how to hook up their DVD player. You are trying to explain what the process would be in order to hook up the DVD player and why you would do it a certain way and what tools you would need to begin with and all of that. So making sure that it's complex enough. Actually, hooking up a DVD player probably would not work very well for the assignment. It's something like applying for a passport or something that's multiple steps. You have to do it in a certain order. You have to go to a certain place in order to do it. So there's a lot of stuff that you could include and advice that you might give someone. So that's the assignment. We've worked with it already. You've filled out your brainstorm and writing plan already. You should get some feedback from me fairly quickly. And then once you have the feedback, you can go ahead and start working on the rough draft. So this is just an explanation of what your rough draft will look like. Your rough draft will not have these numbers in it. These are just the elements that I'm looking for. Sometimes students will write it like an outline instead with the numbers. That is not what that's for. Basically, this is just explaining what you need in each section. So every essay that you write will usually have 3 sections. First paragraph is the introduction, The next couple paragraphs are the body. Last paragraph is the conclusion. This essay needs to be, I think, 4 paragraphs at least. And so you'll have at least 2 steps for the body, or 2 paragraphs for the steps within your process. And that needs to follow in chronological order. Some of you will probably have more. 5 paragraphs is like a standard academic essay. So I would try to make your process essay a 5-paragraph essay, just because that is a good kind of rule to use for yourself. Whenever you have an essay assignment, if it's not specified, you know, how long it is or whatever, 5 paragraphs is usually standard, because that gives you 3 points in the middle. And so that in this case, we've got, you know, at least 3 main steps for your process. If you can't get 3 main steps out of your process, you probably don't have a process that's complex enough to write about. So then this is where you're actually going to submit your rough draft. And when you submit, you're going to go in here, you start your assignment, you upload your file, just like you normally would. And then when you're done, I'm going to use my example. I keep using the same example. It'll probably tell me it's plagiarized to itself because I keep submitting it. So it's been submitted. Then I'm going to go in, once I see the confetti, I can go into submission details. This is how you will view, if you haven't viewed any feedback from me, this is how you view all the feedback on essays and other documents where I've provided you with just some specific editing. And so when you go into view feedback, you will see, my dog's probably going to bark in just a second because there's someone knocking on the door. So you're going to see your file pop up when you hit view feedback. File will pop up, and then you have some editing tools that you can use in order to create some specific like self-editing feedback. We'll see if this pulls up because my DocuViewer has been running really slowly. But once it pulls up, it'll give you the option to expand it. So there will be like a little arrow thing that will expand it. And then you'll see tools up along the top that are like little like comment bubbles or highlighters or, you know, other things that you can use. And once you put them in there, so once you put in a comment, as soon as you get out of that bubble, it will save in there, and I can see it as the instructor. Whoever has access to that essay file can see it. So that would be you and me. So the purpose of this is for you to start looking for kind of self-editing issues. So as soon as you upload your essay, you're going to kind of read back through it and decide what are some areas where I can work on this assignment. If you don't have a complete draft when you upload it, that could be some feedback that you give yourself. You know, don't forget your conclusion, or I think we need another step here, or something like that. So it's definitely a place for you to give yourself some feedback, and then I will go in there and also provide you with some comments. So it'll look kind of like this, and then you can do some highlighting, and then as soon as you put the comment in there, it saves it. And then once you exit out, it will be on there, and anyone who has access to that file can see it. So that's the assignment. Most of the week will be spent working on that draft, but you also have those 2 quizzes that you need to look at as well. So if you have any questions, be sure to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.